And we are live with the first ever 4-player unboxing video. Never been done before.
Yeah,
You're a pioneer, Paul.
This is an impromptu live stream. This should be going out public. If it was all working fine, let us know. Yeah, it seems to be working fine. So we've just finished recording a playthrough of Colosseum, which will be going live in a couple of weeks' time. And this arrived today.
Oh, exciting.
And it has to be said that I'm a bit of a fan of the Perseverance series.
Me too.
You're a bit of a fan.
Massive, yeah.
You've only played episode
1.
You played
1, 2, and 3.
1, 2, and 3.
One of the walls and that.
You played an earlier version of 3.
Earlier version of 3.
It was very close to the finished version, though, wasn't
Yeah,
it?
yeah, I really enjoyed it.
So this is not a prototype. This is also not a production copy. Well, it is a production copy. It is what's called an MPC.
Yeah.
So this is one of the mass production copies.
Okay.
What the factory does when they're printing games is they always print a couple and they send them to the publisher.
Yeah,
And the publisher opens it up and has a look at it and checks that everything's okay. So Mind Clash Games have had this and they have checked it out and have sent it on to me. So we're going to unbox it, but this is not how your version is going to come. Mind Clash have already had their hands over this.
It's not all sealed.
It's not all sealed,
And they fed back.
and they've done their own unboxing video of this using this version.
And they've
Yeah,
fed,
go on,
they've fed
Rich.
the dinosaurs.
Hopefully they've fed the dinosaurs.
Oh, drum roll. Hey!
Go.
You should do 4-player unboxings more often.
It's fine, I wanna come over. So if you don't know what Perseverance episodes 3 and 4 is, it is the final 2 games in the Perseverance series, but it's 2 games in one. So Perseverance episodes 1 and 2 was one box, and Perseverance episodes 3 and 4 is another box. Each one is a standalone game. You do not need to have 1 and 2. You can just buy this box and play 3 and 4 if you want to. Together, they actually tell a story. So each one of them is a standalone game, but overall, they do tell a story. It's not a campaign game, although there is a campaign game in there.
Yeah.
If you want
the
to.
Chronicle.
The Chronicle mode.
Yeah.
So we have a big book, which is the Memoirs of a Survivor, number 2. So it's basically
storybook.
it's a storybook.
Okay.
Because they've actually put quite a lot of time and effort into the theme and the story behind this. And what's really nice is that when the designers got together, they had this vision of, we're going to tell this epic story.
Yeah.
This could be like a 4-season TV show or whatever.
Yeah.
And I think they've done a good job with it. Bearing in mind, I am professionally involved in this. I am going to be creating the how to play videos for this over the next 2.5 months. That's my main job for the next 2.5 months. I believe September-ish, I think, is the time
Around.
when it's going to be. That's kind of what they've given me as the deadline for the how to play videos. We also have a solo mode, which is well beyond my comfort zone for solo modes.
But it's good.
It's a good solo
Yeah,
mode.
it
It's
is
just a bit beyond me. The final episode. So this is the rulebook for episode 4. This is the rulebook for episode 3. Feel free to dig in. We've got
Yeah.
player aids. We've got
We
all
were just being
sorts of stuff.
polite. That was all. We were just being polite.
Lot of swirly.
There's some player aids.
Yeah.
and-
So there are player aids. I think there's 2 player aids per player per
Per
episode.
Per episode.
Because they are separate games. They share a lot of similarities in the way that they work, but
That's just solo.
there's a lot of information on that. So
Solo
that's the solo
board.
mode. Because in solo, you actually play against 2 dissenters, don't
Yes, you do.
you? In the 2-player game, do you play against 1 dissenter, or there is a dummy 3rd player? I
There's
think,
a
isn't there?
dummy
But it's not a
per
dissent,
player
it's all
dice that you use, but I think you use
Player
instead of the
For
cards.
them all.
Okay,
Donkey.
so
That's 3.
these are 3.
That's 3.
So everybody take a player board. These are the player boards from episode 3.
Oh, will I get the character I want? Oh, that'll do.
So these are dual layered. And what you're doing in episode 3 is you are building up your own ranch. You are collecting artifacts. You can improve your infirmary.
Yeah.
You
You get your supply.
Yeah,
I'm in the
and you
archive.
can be improving this by putting extra tiles on here.
Yeah.
And then episode 4 is
There you
what's
go.
interesting
That's
about
the same
episode 4
So-
is they've actually gone a little bit back to some of the things from episode 1, as we'll see when we look at the main board. But you have a Valatrack.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And you've got slots down the side, which I can't remember what they're for. But yeah.
Shaky hands.
It's just like shieldy, shaky hand stuff.
Right. Okay, let's have a look at the boards. So
What we want to see. Yeah. The main play.
The dinos.
is it 3? No, that's 4.
Do we want to see the dino?
Yeah. The dinos in a bit.
Oh my god. Ah,
Let's get the board out. So this is the episode 3 board.
This one?
Oh my
Yes.
I thought you were just going to pour it out then, Paul. I was like,
No.
So the 4-player side is
Won't fit on the table.
is that side.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's the 4-player side.
Oh, just.
So basically, what's happened? I think this is actually set maybe a couple of years after episode 2.
Something like
I
that.
think it is. So you've got the city down here, which is all perfectly protected and everything else, and you've started exploring the rest of the island. So at the end of episode 2, you found a temple.
You have to spend
There was a temple on the board. Yeah, that temple is here. So episode 2 basically is this. Now you can explore the rest of the island, and I won't spoil too much about the story. But essentially, you're going to be there's dangerous dinosaurs around here, which you can get. You can tame the dinosaurs now, and you put saddles on the back so
very
you can
cute.
ride them. It is very cute.
It's very cool.
And you'll see that when we get the dino miniatures out in a minute. But yeah, you're basically exploring the rest of the island and building.
Outposts.
Well, this is the outpost. I can't remember what they're called.
They're called something, and that my memory is not serving.
It's not cabins. That's in the other one. No, I can't remember. But anyway, you're building stuff.
not camps.
No.
Episode 4. So this is the only one I haven't played.
Same.
So this is the 4-player side of episode 4, and what they've done is the way that the story wraps up is that you end up with a bit of a choice in fight or flee.
Yeah.
So what you've got down here is the ship that we arrived on. They've been repairing it.
Run away.
Okay, so episode 4 is about building cabins on the ship in order to and get off
Yeah.
and leave and get back home, or potentially fighting to defend. And I won't say who you're fighting against.
That's spoiler alert, isn't it?
Spoilers.
Darth Vader.
Yeah, Darth Vader. But what's
Legion of the
interesting
Empire.
about episode 4 is the way that the fighting works is similar to the way the fighting works in episode 1. So you're going to be putting units in here. There's going to be bad guys appearing in here.
Barriers and stuff.
And the fighting is over. If I want to fight that one, I have to put them in this lane here. Things like that. So there's similarities with that. But yeah, there's fighting that goes on in each of these 4 zones, and there's a marker to indicate if the bad guys are advancing, the marker comes this way, or if you're pushing, it goes that way. And if you push it more that way, you can build camps or whatever further ahead, which gets you better stuff and everything else.
Interesting.
So yeah, that's episode 4. Right, dinos. So they've sent me the shaded miniatures. So these are what I'm going to be using for the how to play video. So these are the rider leaders.
Yeah.
So in episode 3, you start off with a normal leader, and then at a certain point in the game,
Lock 'em.
your leader levels up and starts riding one of the dinos. So those are those. We show those
Angel.
in more detail. Do you want to get out some of the miniatures from there?
Little crates.
Yep, little crates. So the shield head dinosaurs.
Dude, these are Arkham Horror.
Holographic thing.
Yeah, I love these holographic.
Got the raptors. Are they holographic templates?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
These are nice.
Really nice. Different colours. Little metal tokens.
So we got thunderheads. We got iron jewels.
Oh yeah, these are nice bits.
Yeah. Funny. Oh no, not on these dinosaurs. These.
On the normal ones, yeah.
Right. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put the other camera on
Fire now, people.
so that we can zoom in and we can show. Yeah. So the raptors. So the raptors have always been with us. These were all the way. Is it going to focus? It's probably not going to focus. I'll do the manual focus.
Ever since Jurassic Park.
Long way, long way, long way.
And they
There.
became famous.
Yeah.
1993.
So yeah, so these are the raptors. The raptors have been with us since episode 1.
Yeah.
And if you do manage to tame one of the raptors, then have you got a little? Is that a little one or a big one?
Oh, the big
You
one.
need the small saddles.
You got 'em?
Yeah, I got a small one. Huh?
Martini.
They are teeny. I had to say that. I've lost it.
I've got it. Yeah, it's escaping.
There you go. So
Yeah.
oh my god, they are tiny. Aren't they?
Tiny.
Yeah.
And that goes on there somehow.
Yes.
It's hard to do while trying to.
Be on his back.
Going to go on.
It's like
Anyway,
putting
there you go. So yeah,
He's got a helmet.
he's got a helmet on.
putting a lead on a cat.
So yeah, basically, I mean, what they've done is they've made the plastic so that it does open up and bend. And yeah, it's only because I'm trying to do it on camera that it's
There you go.
not working. But yeah, you basically put there you go. That's it. So you put saddles on these, and that indicates that it's yours, and then you can use them for various things in the game.
Yeah.
You also have, these were in the previous game as well. These are the shield heads, and if you tame one of these, you need one of the bigger saddles. So hopefully that's going to go on. Yeah, so you can tame these. You can ride these as well. Then we have the Iron Jaws.
He's already saddled up.
Yeah, so Iron Jaw, there you go, already saddled up. This is a new type of dinosaur that's in the game. And there's also these ones. I think these are new as well.
I think they were in.
Were they in 3?
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Yeah, so these are 3. So yeah, different types of dinosaurs. Are these the Iron Jaws as well?
Iron Jaws.
Oh, these are the Iron
T-Rex looking ones.
Oh,
So which
what
ones
are
are
those?
these?
They are the 6 legs.
Oh, the 6 legs.
Oh, those
Those-
yeah.
They're from episode 4.
Mhm.
So they're in episode 3. So
And
yeah,
now
big
it's out.
Iron Jaws like T-Rex type of thing.
Yeah.
Each player has their own Rangers,
Yeah.
which are these.
These are cool.
They
Now,
are cool, aren't they?
The Rangers
Oh, different looking
are
ones.
not used in episode 4,
No.
Oh, bow and arrow and a crossbow.
which surprised
Yes.
me because
Yeah.
they've been in every episode, but in episode 4
You don't need them.
you don't have any Rangers
So how are we going to fight the thing that we can't talk about?
with your tamed dinos.
Ah.
Your tamed dinos. So yeah, so each player will have their own tray, which has got everything they need in there.
Yeah.
Because everybody can collect sets of artifacts, and you have your crates and everything else. The temple miniatures, I mean, they've done a fantastic job with these. I have to say, the production quality on these
Wow.
is really good. So let's just show these again. So this was the temple from episode 2.
Yeah.
There you go. So that's
And they
that's-
come pre-painted
that's
like
that.
that.
And they come like this.
Mhm.
Nice.
Now, I don't know which version of the game this is. I've obviously got the version with the shaded miniatures, but I don't know what the temples are like in the non-shaded version. I think they're painted. I think they've got to be. So there's them.
Really sweet.
Then we have this one, which is one of the other temples. Then we have this one,
Big eyeball.
Big
yeah,
eyeball.
big eyeball thing, and then we have
Oh,
the one at the end.
Stargate.
This is the well,
Shit one.
we won't say too much, but yes, that's the last of the 4 temples. Right, in terms of other components that's in the box,
Other bits and pieces.
all the bits and pieces. Well, all of this has clearly not survived the trip from Hungary. But yeah, there's lots of other stuff in there. There's all of the cards. They've all come out, all of the components. Don't think there's another layer beyond them.
More little people.
More little
dice.
people. I think that's for the solo mode. But yeah, there's lots of lots of extra bits in there.
Ah,
There's no sleeves with this one.
No. One thing that is common in episode 3 and 4, which will be familiar to people from episodes 1 and 2, are the adventure cards.
yes.
So, what was it in episode 1? Was it
Patrols.
And in episode 2, it was adventures. I
Adventures.
think. In episode 3, I can't remember what it's called. And then episode 4, it's actually preparation cards.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's those cards, basically. Could be exploration cards, I'm not sure.
The expedition.
Expedition.
Exploration are the tiles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Preparation. Yeah, I mean, if you dig for them, you'll find them.
Cool. Right.
Dice.
I think they're adventures. Good adventures. Hills adventure. There you go.
Some of these are as well.
Yeah. So, as I mentioned, I'm going to be working on the how to play videos for these for the next 2.5 months or so. I will also be doing a playthrough video of episode 3 and a playthrough video for episode 4, which I haven't planned yet. So I don't know when I'm going to do them. I'll need to plan them in. Because I kind of want... What I might do is wait until I'm close to doing close to the how to play videos. Because I
Yeah.
kind of want them to go out first.
Yeah.
But then if I can schedule a playthrough video for maybe the day after or sometime that week.
We do 1, 2, 3, 4.
There's talk about that happening at GridCon.
Okay.
I posted on the GridCon channel earlier on today to say, crazy idea, but would anybody be interested in playing 1, 2, 3, and 4 back to back on the same day?
Don't
have-
tempt me, Frodo.
we already have enough for 2 groups.
Yeah, there you go.
So GridCon 6 this November, I think on the Friday or the Saturday there might be 2 tables next to each other where they are literally going to
Race.
play episode 1, 2, 3, and 4 back to back, which would be a fantastic day.
Got
It
to
would
be,
be. It would be a good day. Each game, when you know it, is about 2.5 hours. So when you include setup and takedown, it's probably 3 hours per game.
And that's 12 hours.
It's 12. That's 12 hours.
Yeah.
Best.
Yeah.
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 Now, like all games, your first game of it is going to be longer.
Yeah.
But I have played episodes 1 and 2, 3-player, in 2.5 hours each.
Yep.
Which for me is not a long game.
No.
Not a long
Not Thursday night and then do Thursday, then Friday, and Saturday.
Yeah.
I'm just
It's
getting
a week.
Yeah.
Do we know if this is the expansion version or the standalone version? I didn't know there was any such thing as an expansion version.
Well, they did a version
using bits.
where it included the common components from both boxes.
This is the standalone version.
yeah.
I know that because it said when we opened the thing, it said standalone.
So they gave you the option, which is quite nice.
Did
which
they?
is-
Oh right,
Which
okay.
is, you've already got, I don't know, 30% of the components.
Like the
from-
raptors and
Yeah,
the
so
dice.
it makes
and
it
the
all-
dice, and you've already got that. So if you don't want to buy that again,
Oh, they did. Oh, I didn't realise they'd done
then,
that.
then they had a separate box for that common stuff,
Okay,
so that you could have basically smaller boxes
Okay.
for
okay.
episodes 1 and
No,
2.
this is the full on.
But it's,
Yeah.
it's whether you want to have the admin of, well, I'm paying that and have
Oh, I see
stuff
what
out
you
of that box and move it
see what you
there,
mean.
or you
Yeah.
just want to take the box and play.
I wonder how many people buy 3 and 4 but don't buy 1 and 2, or vice versa.
It's interesting, yeah.
Mm.
You
Do
can
you
totally
think
do
people
it.
get all 4,
You
wouldn't
could
they?
do it.
If you do like collecting things, I don't really like getting the whole set.
Yeah,
Well,
Yeah.
yeah.
I don't think I could do it.
I think there will be people who've bought 1 and 2 who won't buy 3 and 4. In fact, I know people that
Yeah,
have 1 and 2
okay.
that haven't bought 3 and 4. And the reason for that is they've not got around to, like Adam's only ever played episode 1. He's not played episode
Yeah.
2.
Or they didn't
So
like
he
1
said-
and 2, I guess.
Or if they didn't like it. But then they would have probably, if they didn't like it, they would have probably moved the game on.
Sold it, yeah.
But yeah, Adam was saying earlier on, he's got 1 and 2. He loved episode 1. He's never actually played episode 2.
Oh.
So he didn't feel that he could back episode 3 and 4 because he's not played 2 yet.
Mhm.
And you know, also, but that, yeah, answering your question, if you missed out on 1 and 2, or you're relatively new to gaming and you weren't there when that came out, and you went, oh, this comes out, this looks cool, I'll buy it. If you like this, you're probably going to want to go back and get 1 and 2.
Yeah,
aren't you?
I would've thought.
Yeah.
I think you will.
A bit like watching parts 3 and 4 of a film or TV series and then not watching the others.
Yeah, I mean, I will say, I think 3 and 4 are better than 1 and 2.
I think that as well.
3
What I've played of 3.
is probably my favourite.
Yeah,
4 I can't comment.
Yeah.
Played it.
I still enjoy 1 and 2, but I've not played 4 yet. But I certainly think for 3,
Yeah.
I think they might have made a couple of tweaks and
I
refined
really-
a couple of areas.
I really like 2,
Mm.
but every time when it's been a while and I've got to play 2, I'm
Two's
like,
hard.
oh,
I remember when I first played episode 2. So I learned episode 1 and I played episode 1. And I'm like, right, okay. And then I played episode 2 and I went, okay, the difficulty level
Yeah.
is just,
whoop.
the complexity level has gone up. And I remember messaging David and saying, please tell me episode 3 is not another. And he went, no. He said, we peaked with episode 2.
Yeah.
Okay.
3 is going to be less complex than 2 was. And I'm like, okay, great.
It doesn't lose anything from it.
No, it doesn't. It
No.
seems to have streamlined everything.
Mhm.
It's the only way I can explain it, really.
Well, the core mechanism of
Yeah.
1 and 2 is that you are drafting dice.
Yeah.
And when the dice run out, there's an assembly.
Assembly. Yeah.
And then you put the dice back in, and then you go again. And then when the dice run out, you have another assembly. That was the core
Yeah.
mechanism. In 3 and 4, they've completely changed that.
Variable, isn't it?
The assemblies happen through other means rather than the dice running out.
Yeah.
And each player gets a fixed number of turns. Now, each player did have a fixed number of turns before, but it was tracked through the dice running out. Now that they've got rid of that as a mechanism, they have another way of tracking. And in episode 3, you get 8 turns, and that's it. And in episode 4, it's 7.
Yeah.
7 turns, game over. But there's a lot to do in those 7 turns.
It's right there.
Because you've got your primary action, of which you've got a choice, you've got your secondary action, then you've got other stuff going on as well. So there's a lot happens in
And
it.
if you set like in 1 and 2, if you get the setup wrong on the amount of dice that you should have, it screws it.
Oh, yeah,
everything
completely.
up because I've been there.
Yeah, oh,
It's
right,
happened.
okay.
So it's like, hang on a minute, shouldn't
Why-
I have ended
why
up
have you
with
had
yeah,
more
yeah,
turns
you end
than-
up with this.
Uh-huh.
And because it's every round is not equal,
Yeah.
but balances out over
Yeah.
the course of the game, it can throw you off. And if you
Okay,
just
yeah.
get that setup wrong, you mess that up. That's
Yeah.
your game really. But
One was a little bit too light for me for how
Oh, right,
much
okay.
it was.
Right.
yeah,
Like it seemed like quite a lot, but then for me it just didn't have enough
Okay.
meat to its bones. But
Yeah, people who think of it as just a one game though as well. I guess
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4 is
yeah,
Is the game. Yeah.
and just playing the episodes
Yeah.
of it.
but
And
it's
there
right,
are-
the DNA's there.
There are some people who bought 1 and 2 that didn't like 1 but loved 2, so they
Yeah.
never play 1 and they
Yeah.
just play 2.
that's it.
Yeah.
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 Whereas there'd probably people that only love 1 and never play 2.
And two's too
Possibly.
much.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
2
yeah.
might be too much.
Then maybe they should have released them.
Oh, there you go.
individually
Adam's in the chat. Yes, we were just talking about you. Stephen says he got 1 and 2, so this time he never got 1 and 2, so this time he went all in for both standalone versions.
Fair.
When they arrive, he'll be unboxing them for days. Yes.
You will.
So
But it'd be
Carl
Building
says
lots of-
4-player unboxing is entertaining. Right. So all my unboxings from now on will be even the ones I do at 7 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
You guys will
come round.
come round.
I'm in, yeah.
Right, but we're done for tonight. So yeah, thank you very much for watching, and yeah, keep an eye out on the channel for more videos for this, but not anytime soon. In a bit.
In a bit.
Right.
Lovely.
Cheers all.
Thanks, guys.
Bye.
Bye.